I want the women and the male who are listening to me. We are not lepers. We are not sick. We are not anything that can destroy you as a man. In any case, all these MPs, even the one sitting looking at me now, including that Sonko, he has a wife who has been capably holding up his own family and managing things ably, like the wife of an MP.
Okay,
Why are we demeaning women when it comes to positions of higher authority?
Dr. I hear on that.
This kind of conversation.
Let me get to Honorable Mboya as well, Dr.
We want to encourage our fellow members that we are more than capable.
Okay.
Like myself, I find myself more than capable.
Okay, Dr. Let me get to Honorable Mboya as well and distill this conversation and move to right across the board when it comes to women, youth, and people living with disabilities, and especially coming to access to opportunities, because that's a key issue of concern. Because even when you talk about issues like the Youth Fund, some of the youth are still saying, yes, we know the existence of the fund, but still getting this capital to start a business is really hard. How do we deal with this marginalization in terms of access to such opportunities?
Yeah, thank you, Jeff. You know, I have looked at the panel and I realize that Sankok is living with disability. So he's representing that sector very well. And of course, Dr. Pamela, being a woman, is representing that sector also very well. Unfortunately, I'm not within the youth bracket, so I wouldn't be representing the youth. But I will speak for them and say that, yes, they do require some serious support from this government and from this country. And the truth is that if you look at even the proposals that are in BBI, there's a lot of positive proposals that are going to help the youth. 7-year tax holiday before if they start any business, ability to not have to pay a higher education loans before they are paid, before they're employed. There's ability to get 30% of contracts of government, and of course access to speedy payments of their money. Now, the fact is that there are proposals, and we are also saying that if you read the report, you see that we want to open up opportunity for the youth also to participate in their own solutions, because you can't, every time we keep saying that we are talking for the youth, we forget the youth have their voice. Let the youth be also given an opportunity so that they can raise their concerns and tell the country what they require. And in fact, one of the things that the youth may require is independence. Each of them to think for themselves. When you have the youth together and just call them youth, so anyone between 18 and 35 is part of the youth, and then you give them this mentality where they believe, or they start being made to believe that somebody has to do something for them. I think that's detrimental. The fact is, the president said, let the youth also figure out what problems can they solve in this country, so that when they solve problems, then they get payment out of that. Now, please allow me to raise a concern about what Honorable Sankok has said, because Sankok has said that they gave a presentation to the BBI committee, and there is not a comma, there is not a full stop of everything they said. If you read the report, on page number 17, it talks about the issues that were raised by the people living with disability. And in fact, it also proposes changes in the Person with Disability Act. So I think we need to be realistic. We need to also be fair. We need to stop lying to Kenyans all the time. You cannot say that the report of BBI doesn't have a comma or a full stop on the issues that were raised by the people living with disability. That's a lie. And we cannot afford to lie to Kenyans on national TV. I think we need to censor some of the things that some of our colleagues here are saying, so that they don't end up saying things that will cost them a lot more than what they will gain.
Okay, and I hear you. Let me bring it to Honorable Sankok.
Allow me, Jeff, to add something for the youth.
1 second, Dr. I'm coming to you.
Allow me to say something.
Okay, Pamela, I'm coming to you in 1 second, Dr. Just 1 second, please. Honorable Sankok, very quickly.
First of all, Honorable Mbuyi should know that I was once his chairman when he became temporarily disabled. When he went to receive Baba, when he was coming from abroad and something happened, I don't know, a tear gas, and then he was working with crutches for some time. So when I speak with authority. I am his chairman. I was his chairman. And once a chairman is always a chairman. Now, what he's talking about is that have been captured is not what we presented. I talked of 2 issues. And when I said nothing, not even a comma or a sentence from those issues that we presented were captured, I'm talking from a point of no and a point of authority as a representative of a person with disability. Again, what they have said was the issue of party list, that the 70 extra slots should capture the issue of women and youth and persons with disability. And let me tell you, what have messed the representation of persons with disability in county assembly today is that particular party list, because only 10 counties have 2 representatives as directed by the Constitution. 17 have 1 as directed by the Constitution. 20 of them have none representation of persons with disability, because the Constitution wants a woman and a man with disability to be in the county assembly. But because of that party list, we went to court. We were not able to succeed because the party list was a mess. Lastly, Dr. Pamela, I respect you. I hear you very well, that governors should have either gender, and I'm telling you, leadership is not a matter of couples and family matters, and if that one goes through, then honeymoon is loading. Because if I take my wife as my running mate, is there any law that will inhibit that? Is there? If I take my girlfriend as my running mate, is there any law that inhibits that? If Pamela pick let's say her husband or her boyfriend, is there anything that will inhibit?
It opens a Pandora's box. Okay.
Honeymoon loading.
Dr. I'll come to you. I know you wanted to speak to matters youth right now, so Dr. Pamela, go ahead.
Jeff, thank you. Bwana Sankok, kindly let us not distort messages. I only used your wife as an example. I myself am a wife, and we are not working together with my husband in this office. Please allow it that you know that we have capable women ministers and capable women governors in this country, and some of them are deputies, and it is working well. That's all I wanted to say. Having said that, for the persons with disability, number one, BBI is recommending or proposing the amendment of Article 88, Clause C, where they are proposing a Clause 4, which is emphasizing and outrightly demanding for implementation of Article 54(2) of the Constitution, which is directly forcing all parties and everybody to make sure that in that party list of an election and nomination and everything, the person with disability are adequately taken care of. Having said that, for the youth, apart from what Wanambui said as the benefits for the youth, in terms of leadership, this BBI is proposing an establishment of a whole youth commission, which is going to enhance that desire of the youth to be able to express themselves and also tell this nation and decide for themselves. And in fact, the much of the monies that have been put aside, proposed, the 10 billion for the youth, micro and small business enterprises, the youth of Kenya, if there is anything that you need to support, whether you are down in the bush or right here in the city, it is this report, because I think it has opened a wider door for the youth if we implement it than ever before. So let nobody cheat you. We want the youth. I represent the youth of Migori County, and I'm glad that what I've been struggling with single-handedly in Migori to help the youth of Migori County achieve is what this thing is proposing. I'm so excited about this thing. And the youth of Kenya, it is high time you realized that it is one thing to cheat you with some handouts, but it is another to empower you with something that you can use forever. And this is what BBI is proposing. Okay.
Let me bring you back to Honorable Sankok, because there was a UN report that was talking about the fact that one of the issues that's really plaguing these special interest groups, the youth, people living with disabilities, and women, is lack of sensitization to the opportunities that are there, whether it's government procurement or access to government funds. And now we're seeing there's a youth commission that might be coming if BBI and the referendum takes place. Are we doing enough in terms of sensitizing these groups to what they can go out and get and what is readily available for them now?
First of all, let me thank the President of the Republic of Kenya, His Excellency Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, because this was his brainchild when it comes to access to government procurement opportunities by youth, women, and persons with disability. And I can assure you, it has changed many lives. It has changed many persons with disability, taken them from the street to becoming contractors who have done massive jobs in our country. They have constructed roads. The chairman of the National Council for Persons with Disability actually was the one who put Cabral in KICC parking, and his life changed from then henceforth. and is now leading the National Council for Persons with Disabilities. So that was a brainchild together with the Honorable Sakaja Johnson. So to that extent, it is okay. But when it comes to BBI did not even address that issue of AGPO, access to government procurement. What I hear was some populist and some statements that are only political, that youth need tax holidays. Are you legalizing jobless stomaching? Because they were not paying taxes in the first place because of lack of jobs. So to solve the issue of not paying taxes was to give them job opportunities. Youth don't need tax holiday. I can bet on that. What they require is job opportunities, and they will be able to pay taxes.
The counter argument to that is, what about the youth who are getting into business and not seeking employment? They might need those tax holidays, isn't it?
I'm telling you. Once the environment and the playing level playing ground is level, this youth will pay taxes. If our economy is jam-started and I'm making profits in my business, then it's okay. Think of Safaricom. When did Safaricom start? It's almost barely 10 years ago. So supposing we are not charging taxes from Safaricom for more than 7 years. I'm telling you, these are statements that are just there to ignite emotions, but they are not realistic in any manner. When it comes to the issue of youth again, why don't you start from today and make sure that, because there is no law that inhibits the president from appointing majority of his cabinet, PSS, as youth or as women, so that we have that particular form of inclusion. Again, you have seen those who will be leading the BBI campaign. Amason Kingi, is he a youth? Commander, who is an octogenarian, whom sit as a nominated member of parliament. We don't know who he represents. He does not represent person with disability, of course. I did not register him. He does not represent youth. His ID betrays him. He does not represent the women. I analyzed him from all angles, and he's not a woman. Even from sideways, I looked at him. He's not a woman. So you can imagine those are the people who are leading the BBI campaign. My friend, where are the youth? We can start right now, because there is no law that inhibits us from starting direct. And when we talk of inclusion, we have talked of inclusivity so that the winner will not take everything. We have talked of creating the 3 more positions. That is the prime minister, the two deputy prime minister. Is there anywhere we have said one of them will be a woman, one of them will be a person with disability, one of them will be a youth? If we are bringing about inclusion, we are bringing about tribal inclusivity. And again, Jeff, lastly, this issue of the winner take it all, we want to solve it so that the president does not take all the powers. Surely, we are not fools. Joe Biden have just won. Is he sharing power with Trump? And again, if then we share power with the presidency, we have 6 competitive positions in any election. We will share power with the rest. We will share power with the governor. We will share power with the member of parliament like Mbuyu. We will share power with the MCA. Why should they take all the powers and all the packages and all the allowances and all the salaries and you leave them out, and then you want to convince me that the winner should not take everything? In any democratic competition, there must be a winner and a loser. And by the way, as a country, we should appreciate the winner by even giving him glucose for having worked hard to win.
Okay, we have 3 minutes to go before we wind up this particular discussion, so I just want parting remarks as we move along. Please be brief because of time. Honorable Boy, I want to start with you. As far as this BBI document is concerned, they're launching the signature drive tomorrow or thereabout. Has it captured the real issues of women, people living with disabilities, and the youth from where you stand, having interrogated the document?
Jeff, I wish to say that, I wish I had time to deal with these issues that Sankok keeps banding around. In fact, he has to notice that we are not sharing power, but what we are doing with BBI is that the leader of opposition, the person who's the runner-up in the election, is not going to be thrown out like the current system is, because Raila and Kalonzo have been out. But now what we are proposing is that the leader of the opposition becomes the person who's the runner-up becomes the leader of opposition and goes to the National Assembly so he can articulate issues for the opposition in the National Assembly. Like now, if Raila was in the National Assembly, this is what we are proposing, because he would be able to address issues for the nation from that position. And let me just say that, to be very honest, BBI, people seem to forget where it started. And this journey started when people lost lives properties were destroyed. Some of us have injuries that we up to now we still walk with metal in our leg from injuries sustained during that, after the clashes after the election. So what we are trying to solve with BBI is not what Sankok and some of his colleagues are raising now. We must understand this. If there is a forest fire and you come up with a policy to deal with the forest fire, you cannot start saying that policy is not also solving problems of flooding. I think Honorable Sankok is an enemy of change, And on a light touch, even if you look at Sankok, every day he dresses in the same kind of color clothes. He doesn't like change. And that is the problem we are having with some of our Kenyans. They don't want to change, but change is inevitable.
Okay, let me get Dr. Pamela in on this one very quickly. Dr. Pamela.
Jeff, time. Let me say this in passing. No, Sankok listening to you is very discouraging because you are unasaliti ule president ambaye mmefanya kazi nayo pamoja. In his appointments, Sankok, allow me to remind you that I know in the Ministry of Education we have a young man who is a CSS who was appointed by the president. There is a lady at the Ministry of Health appointed by the president representing the youth. Sankok, you are in parliament courtesy of this progressive move and proposals of one Raila Amolo Odinga, who once upon a time fought for the liberty of even the persons with disability like you to be considered in parliament. And with that, I want us to know, and I want to leave it this way. Sankok and your team, stop misleading Kenyans. What we are proposing is good for this country. That sharing of power you are talking about and inclusion is why we are proposing that there are more seats so those that who feel excluded and defeated can also be still incorporated. Okay. If there is any time that Kenya has thought about inclusivity, then it is this time through this BBI. Please, Sankok, go back and think properly. Stop just payukaring na maneno all over the place. We are leaders, and it is high time we became accountable for everything we say. You are a beneficiary of some of these negotiations and struggles by the leaders like Raila Amolo Odinga. And now, you are only concerned about you leaving Masailand to come and live in Karen. What about those persons with disability who are not able to come be appointed like you? This is why we are saying we are going to support and come up with amendments that can make sure that the resources reach the very person in Mashinani. I am a representative and the persons of disability. Okay. You leaders of persons with disability, you make a lot of noise on TV, but you don't go back to the ground to lift the people that you have left there.
Dr. Pamela.
And the team and the deputy president, stop misleading Kenyans.
Okay, we'll have to leave it at that as far as it's concerned. Thank you so much for that, Dr. Pamela. We are pressed for time. I think we'll have to have another panel on this. We're out of time.
No, I have also to
we're out of time.
I have to say the parting shot. They have already said
10 seconds.
Okay, thank you very much.
Pick one.
Today we are learning that there is something called saluting. You are saluting somebody. Anyway, runners-up issue. Honorable Mbuyu, where is your runner-up? And I'm sure, I know you won the seat by a margin of around 10 votes. And the sum total of your other 7 competitors are 3 times your votes. So those who hated you in your constituency were more than those who loved you. And here you are with all the powers, with the member of parliament, with all the legislative work. I'm telling you, let us be realistic. Okay. And as she have said, let us be realistic. As far as I'm concerned, my legacy as the chair of persons with disability and as far as persons with disability are concerned is well known throughout the country. Okay. Persons with disability don't pay taxes. Persons with disability import vehicle duty free. They access government procurement.
Okay, Honorable Sankok.
There's a Kenya sign language.
Honorable Sankok, we are done. We are done on this one. This is always fireworks and Honorable Sankok comes to studio. It has been your newspaper review this morning, of course, joined by Honorable David Ole Sankok. Virtually joining the conversation, Dr. Pamela Odhiambo, she's the Migori County Women's Rep, and Honorable Robert Mbowe, who's the Kathiani MP. Thank you so much for making time to be on the show this morning and delivering the fireworks as far as that's concerned. You take a short break right now. We are back on the other side as we get interactive. Good morning.